Question number 22. Two molecules of glucose are aerobically respired. How many molecules of water are produced? Option A 1, B 2, C 6, D 12. So, how many molecules of water are produced? Okay. So, if you remember the equation for aerobic respiration, it is C6H12O6 plus 6O2 and 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water. Okay, so our question is two molecules of glucose are aerobically respired. How many molecules of water are produced? So one molecule of glucose aerobically respired, it produces 6 molecules of water. So two molecules of glucose are aerobically respired, so it makes 2 into 6, 12 molecules. It is option D. Which substance has a higher concentration in the renal vein than in the renal artery? So it is carbon dioxide, glucose, oxygen, urea. It is urea. Where are amino acids deaminated and converted into urea? Bladder, kidneys, liver, pancreas. Option C, liver. Which process moves neurotransmitters across a synapse? It is diffusion. If you remember synapse, so there is a gap. This is the gap where a fluid is present. So neurotransmitter first diffuse into this fluid and then transmit to the other neuron. So it is diffusion. When the blood glucose concentration is low, which hormone is released and which organ releases? So which hormone release and which organ release it? So its answer is hormone will be glucagon and the organ will be pancreas. So it is option B. A shoot goes towards the direction of light. The statement compare shoot cell on the side in the light with cells on the side in the shade. So we have to compare two sides, light and shade. Cells on the side in the light have more oxygen? No. Cells on the side in the shade have more oxygen? Yes. Cells on the side in the light elongate more? No. Cells on the side in the shade elongate more because the shade side had more oxygen, so cells are elongated at the shade side. So option is D, 2 and 4. Question number 28. Which statement about antibiotic is correct? Antibiotics are used to treat all transmissible diseases? No. Antibiotics are used to treat diseases caused by viruses? No. Antibiotic resistance can be stored by increasing their use? No. Antibiotics are used to treat diseases caused by bacteria? Yes. So option is D. 29. Fusarium wilt is a fungal disease of bananas that can spread quickly through a banana population. The table shows the area affected by fusarium wilt over time in one country. Year 1967 area affected 0 hectare, 1970 it is 100 hectare, 1976 1200, 1983 1500 and 1999 it is 3000. So what was the percentage increase in the area affected with fusarium wilt from 1976 to 1999? So we have to look at this 1976 to 1999. First increase is from 1200 to 1500. थोड़ा सा increase हुआ, little bit increase, and then it is on surge 3000. Okay, so we have to calculate the percentage increase. So from 3000 we have to minus 1200, it is 1800. Okay, 1800 area is affected, hectare, 1800 hectare area is affected. Okay, so the percentage increase is 1800 divided by initial increase was 1200 multiplied by 100, and it is 150. 1800 divided by 12, it is 150%. So it is option C, 30. The diagram shows parts of a flower. Okay, which processes have taken place? So two options are given: pollination and fertilization. So here if you can see pollination, yes, pollination is still going on. A pollen tube is visible. This is the pollen tube. Pollen tube. A pollen grain is staying on the stigma. So yes, pollination is going on. Then fertilization. No, there is no word fertilization. Only pollination is happening until now because there is no nuclei are shown. So it is option C. Question number 31. The diagram shows part of a placenta and umbilical cord. So if you look at the diagram, this is the placenta, umbilical vein, umbilical artery, maternal blood, and this is the umbilical cord, and direction of flow of blood is this. From here and then here. What is the function of the umbilical vein? To stop pathogen passing into the fetus? No. To stop toxins passing into the fetus? No. To transport carbon dioxide away from the fetus? No. To transport oxygen to the fetus? Yes. Option D. So the function of the umbilical vein is this umbilical vein. It transports oxygen to the fetus. Question number 32. The graph shows how the mass of DNA per cell changes before, during, and after a nuclear division. Mass of DNA per cell, time. Which row describes the type of nuclear division and the chromosome number of the daughter cell shown in the graph? So we have to show the daughter cells. So if you closely look at the graph, mitosis is happening. Okay, and the chromosome number will be doubled or diploid. Okay, so the mass of DNA is double. Okay, and then half. First it doubles, then half. So it is mitosis, and chromosome number of daughter cell produces diploid. What do you mean DNA is doubled and then half? Means there are two daughter nuclei which have the same DNA. Okay, so the chromosome number is doubled and two daughter nuclei are produced. Okay, so it is mitosis and diploid. In a family, the two parents have blood group of A and B, and the three children have blood group of B, B, and O. What are the genotype of the parents? So the parents have blood group A and B, and three children have blood group of B, D, and O. What are the genotype of the parents? So what is the genotype of the parents? The one children has O. So it is option C. Okay, this one. So we make crosses. Blood group A, it is blood group AB, it is blood group A, this one, and then it is B, then it is blood group O. Okay, so their children have blood group B, B and O. Yes, it is option C. In this diagram, we have shown one AB, one A, one B and one O. Okay, इसमें 4 टाइप्स ऑफ ब्लड ग्रुप्स जो है आपको शोन हो रहे हैं, बट the babies have blood group uh, are the possibility if the parents are blood group A and blood group O with a recessive O, they have probability of having blood group B and O only. So their 3 children have blood group B, B and O. Okay. Which statement describe a type of variation? Continuous variation is usually caused by the environment only. No. Continuous variation results in a limited range of phenotype with no intermediates. No. Discontinuous variation is usually caused by genes only. Yes. Discontinuous variation results in a range of phenotype between two extremes. No. So option is C. The photograph shows a water lily plant, which is a hydrophyte. So it is a hydrophyte, water lily plant. Which statement explains why the stomata are located on the upper surface of the leaf? To allow carbon dioxide from the air to enter the leaf for use in the photosynthesis. Yes, its first option is correct. To allow carbon dioxide produced by photosynthesis to leave the leaf. To allow oxygen from the air to enter the leaf for use in photosynthesis. To allow oxygen from the water to enter the leaf for respiration. So its option is A. Next is which 36. Which term is used when human cross individual with desirable feature? So human cross individual with desirable feature. So it is genetic breeding, no. Natural breeding, no. Desirable features. Pure breeding, no. It is a selective breeding. So you have a selection. You have to select the individual with desirable feature. For example, if we can study plants, so we take 2 varieties of when we cross some 2 plants to for example we take sugarcane. Okay, sugarcane have 2 varieties. One is resistant to diseases and less sweet, and other is more sweet but not resistant. So we choose both varieties, ठीक है, with selective breeding, cross them and then produce a desirable variety which is resistant and more sweet. So we choose features which are less sweet, non-resistant, resistant, non-resistant and more sweet. Okay. So we choose these features, desirable features, and produce a more resistant variety with more sweet. Okay. So the option is D. It is the selective breeding. So that type of breeding you can also experience in animals. For example, in domestic animals like cows, Which diagram shows part of the nitrogen cycle? Nitrogen gas in the atmosphere, nitrates, nitrogen fixation, denitrification, नाइट्रोजन गैस इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. नो, इसमें दोनों एरोज जो हैं वो डाउनवर्ड जा रहे हैं, इस तरह से नहीं होएगा. इट इज nitrogen gas in the atmosphere, nitrogen fixation, nitrates, then denitrification, then atmosphere. It is looks more comprehensive. Nitrogen gas in the atmosphere, nitrogen fixation, nitrate. इसमें दोनों एरो एटमॉस्फेयर की तरफ जा रहे हैं, so it is also rejected. So nitrogen gas in the atmosphere, then denitrify. It is anti-clockwise cycle, so it is wrong. So the correct option is B. Question number 38. What is an advantage of growing crops as a large-scale monoculture? Biodiversity increased. Genetic variation is increased. No. Water use increased. No. Yield of the crop is increased. Yes. We have to talk about crops, growing crops as a large-scale monoculture. So, what we get? We get yield of the crop on increased rate. Yeast can produce carbon dioxide and ethanol. What can be made using these products? Again, very easy. Carbon dioxide, bread and ethanol, biofuel. Bacteria can be genetically modified to produce a human protein. What is the first step in this process? Insertion of human DNA into bacterial plasmid? No. Insertion of recombinant plasmid into bacteria? First step. We have to talk about first step. Isolation of the DNA making up the human gene. Yes. सबसे पहले हम first of all we isolate the DNA. Expression of the human gene in bacteria. No. So the first step is isolation of the DNA making up the human gene. Okay, this is the end of paper May June 2024. I hope it will enhance your grades. Stay tuned with me. Subscribe my channel. Goodbye.